Good morning. It is early Sunday, July 26, 2026. This briefing is current as of roughly 3:15 in the morning Central Daylight Time. Everything here is a snapshot. Forecasts change. For your safety, always follow the latest watches, warnings, and advisories from the National Weather Service.
We switch between two voices so the science stays clear. No fluff. Full substance. Let's open with the National Synoptic Setup, the big picture weather map of the United States. Synoptic scale means continent-sized features, the highs, lows, ridges, and troughs that steer day-to-day weather. The Weather Prediction Center's extended forecast discussion, issued 3:45 in the morning Eastern Time on July 26th, puts the main theme this way. A large upper ridge sits across the Rockies and Western High Plains, extending north into south-central Canada. An upper trough with a closed low is expected over the Northeast Pacific, and a more amplified trough over the Northeast states will support periods of heavy rainfall by Wednesday. A ridge is a northward bulge in the upper air height field. Air sinks inside a ridge, so skies often clear and heat builds. A trough is a southward dip. Air rises in a trough, so clouds and storms increase. A closed low is a low-pressure center completely ringed by height contours, so it can spin in place and stall weather underneath it. WPC's headline is blunt. A lengthy heat wave is expected for much of the western and southern United States through next weekend. Widespread upper 90s and low 100s are expected from Montana to the western Dakotas, 10 to 15 degrees above average. Texas to the Gulf Coast states sees highs from about 95 in the deep south to 105 in central Texas, with heat indices over 110 at times. The desert southwest can see 110s in the lower elevations of southern Arizona and southern interior California, and near 100 as far north as the greater Salt Lake City area. By late Friday, guidance even supports a possible 600 decameter height center over Utah. 600 decameters means 6,000 meters, about 19,700 feet, at the 500 millibar pressure surface. That is an extraordinarily strong summer ridge. Warmer air expands, so the 500 millibar surface sits higher. That is geopotential height in plain language. How high you must climb to reach a given pressure.
On the surface map, think of two competing engines. In the west and south, high pressure aloft locks in heat. Across the northeast, troughing and a developing surface low will organize rain. Between them, the Midwest sits on the edge, hot and humid first, then a cold front midweek. Barometric pressure values in individual surface lows are still evolving model to model, so we will not invent a single millibar number for a storm that has not closed yet. What we can say is the pattern. The northeast low is expected to organize as the upper trough amplifies, then slowly depart, while the western ridge may strengthen further rather than collapse.
The Bermuda High. The Bermuda High, also called the Azores Bermuda High, is a semi-permanent subtropical high-pressure system over the central North Atlantic. In July, it typically sits near Bermuda and the Azores. Central pressures often run near 1,024 millibars, and earlier this month, some analyses had it near 1,032 millibars at peak strength. On the western flank of that high, air flows clockwise around the center. That means a southerly to southwesterly low-level flow into the eastern United States, a conveyor belt that can pull Gulf and Atlantic moisture north. When the Bermuda High is strong and westward shifted, the eastern U.S. often feels sticky heat. When it retreats east, cooler Canadian air and troughs can dig into the east coast. Right now, the large-scale pattern is a western central U.S. ridge and eastern troughing, so the Bermuda High is part of the moisture engine feeding the mid-Atlantic and northeast later this week, even as the strongest heat dome sits farther west. Tropical update from the National Hurricane Center. For the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and Gulf of America, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 7 days. The Atlantic is quiet. The action is in the Pacific. The National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Hurricane Fausto, located well east of the Hawaiian Islands, and Hurricane Genevieve, located well southwest of the southwestern coast of Mexico. There is also a broad area of low pressure well west-southwest of Hawaii, labeled as a Central Pacific disturbance, becoming better organized, moving generally westward near 10 miles per hour. Formation chances high, 70% within 48 hours and 90% within 7 days, with a tropical depression expected to form in the western Pacific Basin over the next couple of days. No Atlantic hurricanes. 2 Pacific hurricanes offshore. 1 high probability disturbance near the dateline. That is the Global Tropical Board as of this early Sunday package.
Now the full Chicago discussion. This is the area forecast discussion from the National Weather Service in Chicago/Romeoville, Illinois, issued 2:23 in the morning Central Daylight Time, Sunday, July 26, 2026. An area forecast discussion, or AFD, is the forecaster's written reasoning, the why behind the official forecast. Key messages. 1. Hot and humid conditions are expected today, especially in the Western County Warning Area, then potentially area-wide Monday. The County Warning Area, or CWA, is the set of counties that office is responsible for. 2. There is a chance of thunderstorms tonight, Monday, and into Monday evening. If storms do occur, there would be a potential for severe weather. 3. Dangerous swimming conditions due to large waves and strong currents are expected Tuesday and Tuesday night. Synopsis from the office. A strong mid-upper level ridge over the central southern plains into the southwest U.S. is progged to weaken slightly and retrograde west a bit through the middle of the upcoming workweek. Progged means forecast by the models. Retrograde means the feature drifts westward, opposite the usual west to east progression. Meanwhile, mid-upper level troughing will amplify over the northeast U.S. through midweek, with the Chicago area locked in northwest flow much of the upcoming workweek. Northwest flow means the steering winds aloft arrive from the northwest, often bringing cooler, drier air after a front, and sometimes progressive storm clusters.
The office says their CWA will be on the edge of the heat and humidity and strong instability, leaving the area prone to convection until a cold front moves across Monday evening, ushering in a much less humid and more stable air mass for much of the workweek. Instability means the atmosphere's willingness to let warm air rocket upward. Convection means showers and thunderstorms driven by that rising air. A cold front is the leading edge of cooler, denser air. It forces warmer air up and often triggers a line of storms.
Today's details. A much more humid air mass expands northeast into the area, but temperature confidence is imperfect. The office tossed out the 2 deeply mixed HRR and RRFS, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh, and the Rapid Refresh Forecast System are short-range, high-detail American models. Deeply mixed means the models mix the lowest atmosphere too aggressively, drying and warming the boundary layer too much. That leaves most guidance suggesting a stout, low-level inversion will persist. An inversion is a layer where temperature increases with height, a lid that traps cooler air and clouds beneath it. There is also considerable mid-high cloudiness as remnants of an earlier South Dakota mesoscale convective system move across. A mesoscale convective system, or MCS, is an organized cluster of thunderstorms acting as one larger system, spanning tens to a few hundred miles. Assuming mixed sunshine this afternoon, highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s look reasonable. Dew points climbing into the mid to perhaps upper 70s over the western and southwestern CW should push heat indices above 100 to perhaps locally around 105, so the heat advisory stays. Dew point is the temperature to which air must cool for condensation. It is the honest humidity number. Heat index combines temperature and humidity into a feels-like value. A heat advisory is issued when the heat index is expected to reach roughly 100 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit for at least 2 hours, though local criteria can vary slightly.
Other than the models that are too mixy, there is good consensus the atmosphere remains capped today. Capped means convective inhibition, a stable lid, is strong enough to suppress storms even if fuel exists. There is likely a weak remnant MCV with the decayed MCS over Iowa and Minnesota. An MCV is a mesoscale convective vortex, a small low-pressure swirl left behind by a dying storm complex. That feature is likely to pass west of the area and be south before it could spark renewed convection. Daytime precip chances look under 15%. Dry forecast for today. Tonight through Monday is where confidence drops. Focus is on a shortwave trough on water vapor imagery from eastern Montana north into southern Saskatchewan. A shortwave is a smaller, faster ripple in the upper flow, riding through the larger longwave pattern. Water vapor imagery is satellite imagery that senses mid and upper level moisture, excellent for spotting dry slots and waves.
Model initialization of that subtle short wave varies, so solutions spread widely. Extrapolation favors the wave cresting the upper ridge this morning, and convective initiation over northeastern Minnesota or northern Wisconsin later this afternoon. Convective initiation means the actual birth of new storms. That convection could congeal into an MCS this evening, or not, and the track is uncertain.
If an MCS forms over northern Wisconsin early evening, forward propagating graffiti vectors, 850 to 300 millibar thickness, and the orientation of the instability axis would support an MCS moving southeast, then south overnight. Graffiti vectors are a forecasting tool that estimate how a cold pool-driven storm complex will move, the vector sum of the mean wind and the propagation opposite the low-level jet. A 40-knot low-level jet could help maintain an MCS southward into northern Illinois or northern Indiana late tonight or early Monday. A low-level jet is a ribbon of fast air roughly 1,000 to 5,000 feet up that transports moisture and fuels overnight storms.
The 0Z GFS, RGEM, and ECMWF all show a nice convective QPF signal into northern Illinois tonight or Monday morning. 0Z means the model cycle initialized at 00 UTC. GFS is the American Global Forecast System. RGEM is the Canadian Regional Model. ECMWF is the European Center Model. QPF is Quantitative Precipitation Forecast, how much rain, in inches. Effective deep layer share tonight should be stronger north of the CWA across the upper Great Lakes, but mid-level flow may still support an MCS reaching the area, possibly weakening unless apparent MCV augments shear. Deep layer shear is the change of wind speed and direction with height through a deep layer. It helps storms organize. Given the magnitude of instability, damaging winds are possible if a well-developed MCS arrives.
Monday afternoon and evening confidence is even lower. If the area dodges a morning MCS, Monday could be oppressively hot and humid with heat indices 100 to locally over 110, where evapotranspiration is extreme, and likely lower 80-degree dew points. Evapotranspiration is water vapor released by soil evaporation and plant transpiration, corn sweat in farm country. If an MCS does hit, Monday temperatures hinge on timing, the cold pool footprint, and lingering clouds. A cold pool is the cooler surface air left by storm outflow. The office nudged highs down a bit from the NBM, the national blend of models, but it could still be way too hot if no MCS alters the thermal fields. Heat headlines for Monday are wait and see.
Monday evening. A synoptic shortwave trough is progged to dive southeast into lower Michigan and the eastern Great Lakes. In response, surface low pressure is expected to develop Monday over lower Michigan with a cold front trailing west into northern Illinois by Monday evening. Shear profiles would support severe thunderstorms and perhaps even supercells if convection develops along that front. A supercell is a thunderstorm with a deep, persistent, rotating updraft, the storm type most capable of large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes.
That is a big if. The atmosphere would need to recover from any earlier MCS and destabilize. The strongest large-scale ascent is expected east of the CWA, so the question is whether modest shallow frontal convergence alone can ignite storms. Convergence is winds flowing together, forcing air up. Even modest capping could prevent convection if forcing is shallow. Conversely, if the air mass becomes very unstable with minimal inhibition, severe storms could develop explosively along the front late Monday afternoon into evening. The office-paired national blend likely pops back to high-end chance. POPS means probability of precipitation. Highest storm chances Monday evening look to be over the eastern CWA, closer to stronger synoptic forcing. Forecaster credit on the discussion, Izzy.
Tuesday and beyond. After the cold front Monday night, fairly gusty northerly winds Tuesday. Onshore flow holds lakeside temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80 Tuesday through Thursday, and humidity crashes. A strong northerly push builds wave action and likely a high swim and rip current risk Tuesday through Wednesday. Generally dry through week's end with high pressure back in control. Carlaw and Izzy on that section. Aviation section. Issue 1224 in the morning through 12Z Monday. Main concerns, lower ceilings and temporary reduced visibility through this morning, and potential thunderstorms late tonight into early Monday. MVFR to low VFR ceilings should scatter by midday. VFR is visual flight rules, good flying weather. MVFR is marginal VFR. IFR is instrument flight rules. CIG means ceiling, VSBY means visibility. Temporary MVFR visibility at Rockford, DuPage, and Gary in the pre-dawn. Any showers and embedded storms beyond sunrise should pass southwest of the terminals. A weak lake breeze may flirt with Gary this afternoon. Thunderstorm mention deferred to a later TAF issuance because of low confidence. A TAF is a terminal aerodrome forecast for airports. Castro on aviation. Watches, warnings, advisories. Heat advisory from noon today to 8 p.m. Central this evening for several northern Illinois zones. None for Indiana land zones and none for Lake Michigan marine zones in this package. That is the complete Chicago discussion, terms defined as we went.
Baltimore and Washington next. This is the area forecast discussion from the National Weather Service in Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., issued 3:32 in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time, Sunday, July 26, 2026. What has changed? No significant changes. Continue to monitor the threat for severe weather on Tuesday. Key messages. 1. Daily precipitation chances today and tomorrow, with a strong cold front yielding a chance at severe weather on Tuesday. 2. Drier conditions return mid to late week. As heat and humidity increase today and tomorrow, instability increases with daily shower and thunderstorm chances. Deep upper-level troughing remains over the eastern contiguous United States through Tuesday. Increasing instability and shear will yield some convection capable of being stronger and more organized. Therefore, the Storm Prediction Center has portions of the forecast area in a marginal risk for severe weather today, with the entire forecast area in a marginal risk on Tuesday. Primary hazard each day, damaging wind gusts.
A marginal risk is level 1 out of 5 on the Storm Prediction Center scale. Isolated severe storms possible. A slight risk is level 2, more organized severe storms expected in the outlook area. On Tuesday, while the deep upper trough pivots east, a strong area of surface low pressure tracks from the Great Lakes toward New England. The associated warm front lifts through early Tuesday morning ahead of a potent cold front later Tuesday afternoon into evening. A warm front is the leading edge of advancing warmer air, often bringing widespread clouds and steady rain before the main cold front. After Tuesday's front, the associated low slowly meanders northeast over the next couple of days. Rain chances fall, but spotty showers and storms remain possible as the low slides offshore of New England late week. High pressure moves overhead toward week's end. Drier air, highs in the low to mid-80s. Next weekend, a broad low begins to form over the Midwest and track east, with temperatures rising toward more normal July averages and additional storm chances. Confidence too low for more than a prob 30 for possible light showers. Winds generally east to south. Tuesday brings showers and storms to the terminals. Sub-VFR morning and afternoon. Strong gusts, low ceilings, reduced visibility, heavy rain, frequent lightning. Northwest winds could gust near 25 miles per hour Wednesday. Marine. Light winds and primarily dry today. Winds shift easterly today
to southerly Monday, with southerly channeling approaching small craft advisory criteria. Small craft advisory means winds and seas hazardous for small vessels. Winds increase Tuesday with advisories likely, plus hazardous convection. Strong winds, abrupt shifts, frequent lightning. Advisory conditions could persist through Thursday afternoon. Tides and coastal flooding. Southerly winds early next week, combined with a full moon, lead to gradually rising tidal anomalies. Annapolis will likely reach minor coastal flooding early Tuesday, with other sensitive tidal locations rising into action stage. No land watches or warnings in effect at issuance. Discussion by AVS and SRT.
New York City office. Next, National Weather Service, New York area forecast discussion, issued 3:23 in the morning Eastern Time, Sunday, July 26th. Key messages. 1. Tranquil weather with dry conditions, slightly below normal temperatures, and comfortable humidity continues today. 2. Unsettled weather with periods of showers and possible thunderstorms late Monday into Thursday due to a slow-moving frontal system. High pressure remains in control today. Highs reach the low 80s, a few spots mid-80s. Lows tonight mid to upper 50s inland and in the Long Island Pine Barrens, low to upper 60s closer to the coast. Mean troughing persists over the northeast through next week. Shortwave energy moving around the periphery of western U.S. ridging will likely aid amplification of the trough Tuesday, with potential closed low development over the northeast midweek. Moisture is not impressive, and shear is weak. No severe or flooding concerns with that activity yet. A slow-moving frontal system approaches Monday night into Tuesday. Low pressure is progged to develop along the front. Models still differ on whether the low tracks over the area or south over the mid-Atlantic, and that difference controls the sensible weather. A farther north track favors a line of showers and storms Tuesday afternoon and evening. A mid-Atlantic low track may keep the area more stable, but still bring locally heavy rain. Solutions that develop the low over the mid-Atlantic track it east-northeast along the coast Tuesday night through Wednesday, with a cooler, more stable environment and steadier rainfall. The Weather Prediction Center has the region in a marginal risk for excessive rainfall Tuesday and Wednesday. Any severe threat hinges on heating and instability Tuesday, still uncertain. Astronomical tides rise through the week with a full moon Wednesday. Marine, small craft advisory conditions likely return Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on the frontal system. Moderate rip current risk continues through Monday at ocean beaches. Key message: showers and thunderstorms return and increase along with increasing humidity for the first half of the week. Potential for strong to severe storms both Monday and Tuesday, and potential for heavy rain leading to flash flooding on Tuesday.
As a strong upper-level ridge expands into the plains early next week, northwesterly flow aloft occurs across much of the east. That ridge gets pushed back some as a potentially strong upper trough in eastern Canada sends spokes of energy southeast across the Great Lakes and northeast. Some guidance maintains a vigorous short wave riding over the ridge Monday across the Great Lakes, then across the northeast Tuesday, with some solutions closing off the trough Tuesday into Wednesday. The entire area is in a marginal risk Monday. Tuesday is the active day. Height falls in jet dynamics aloft favor the heaviest rain along and northwest of the I-95 corridor or the frontal boundary. Areas southeast of that corridor may see a cleaner severe storm environment. Precipitable water rises to near 2 inches by day's end. Precipitable water is the total water vapor in a vertical column if all condensed. 2 inches is a loaded gun for heavy rain. Some models show a stalled or slow-moving frontal boundary across the central or northern forecast area as a focusing mechanism for flash flooding. Heavy rain may end up a bigger impact than severe storms. Areas southeast of that corridor may see a cleaner severe storm environment. Weather Prediction Center has much of the area from I-95 and north in a slight risk for excessive rainfall Tuesday. Storm Prediction Center has the southern half from the Philly metro and south in a slight risk for severe storms Tuesday. Moderate rip current risk today at area beaches, low risk Monday. That closes the Mid-Atlantic corridor discussions.
Extreme heat and extraordinary heights. We already noted WPC's possible 600 decameter, 500 millibar center over Utah by late Friday. That is heat dome territory. Earlier in mid-July, 500 millibar heights near 6,010 meters were analyzed over the upper Midwest, breaking local records for the height field. When heights run that high, the column is unusually warm and expanded. Dead Sea region. Late July summer heat is fully engaged. Afternoon readings in the mid-90s Fahrenheit are typical for the Rift Valley floor, with very low relative humidity at times near the mid-20%, and overnight lows often stuck near the lower 80s. It is dry heat compared with the Persian Gulf, but still punishing at more than 1,400 feet below sea level, where the air column is thick.
United Arab Emirates and the Persian Gulf Coast AccuWeather's current conditions for Dubai show about 106 degrees Fahrenheit, with a real feel near 119, humidity near 28%, and a dew point around 66 in that particular observation. Coastal humidity varies sharply with the sea breeze. Highs near 106 to 108 Fahrenheit, with overnight lows near the upper 80s are the late July baseline for Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and the heat index routinely climbs over 110 when Gulf moisture surges inland. Lut Desert, Iran, Dashtele Lut. July daytime air temperatures commonly run near 108 to 113 Fahrenheit. The desert floor's land surface temperature has historically been measured above 159 Fahrenheit, among the highest surface skin temperatures ever recorded by satellite. Nighttime air often stays above 86. This is one of Earth's most intense dry heat engines.
Shushtar County, Iran. AccuWeather class guidance for the Shushtar area shows extreme heat building through the week, highs near 111 to 112 early, then 115 to 117, with some days approaching 119. Lows stay in the low to mid-80s. The air is often dry inland. Dew points can hang near the 50s with relative humidity in the teens to 20s, which is very different from the Gulf Shore a few hours south. Expect searing sun, hazy heat, and essentially zero rain in the forecast package we reviewed.
90-degree dew points along the Persian Gulf. The Gulf's shallow, bath-warm water can support dew points of 90 to 95 Fahrenheit in the most extreme historical cases at places like Bandar Mashar and Dhahran, driving heat indices above 155. With sea surface temperatures currently running the low to mid-90s Fahrenheit along parts of the UAE coast, the moisture reservoir for those extreme dew points is in place. Not every station hits 90 every day, but the Gulf remains the global capital of dangerous wet bulb heat.
80-degree dew points in the Midwest or Canada, yes, recently. Corn sweat plus Gulf moisture pushed dew points to around 80 Fahrenheit near the Quad Cities of Iowa and western Illinois, with heat indices near 110. Chicago's own discussion flags the potential for lower 80-degree dew points Monday if the hot plume fully arrives without an early mesoscale complex. True 80-degree dew points are rare and usually brief in the Midwest, but this pattern has already produced them locally. Widespread 80-degree dew points across Canada are not the baseline story in this package. The extreme humidity plume is focused on the central U.S. Corn Belt and lower Missouri Valley.
Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, extreme. The National Weather Service Phoenix discussion describes much above normal temperatures approaching record levels with extreme heat warnings in effect. Phoenix Sky Harbor tied an all-time record warm low of 97 degrees, and the office noted the airport had already reached 116 in the afternoon as that discussion was written. 500 millibar heights and 700 to 500 millibar temperatures were advertised above the 90th percentile of climatology through Monday.
The North American monsoon is active. Storms fire over the Mogollon Rim and southeast Arizona, with strong outflow winds of 30 to 50 miles per hour possible into the lower deserts, inverted V soundings, and D-Cape of 1,500 to 1,800 joules per kilogram. Lower desert storm chances stay slight, but dust, gusts, and brief heavy rain remain the monsoon signature. Later this week, some ensemble members rebuild 600 decameter heights over northern Arizona and southern Utah. Another major heat risk surge after only a brief midweek breather.
St. Louis, Missouri, full influence breakdown. The National Weather Service St. Louis discussion, updated through Saturday evening into the overnight package, is blunt. Dangerous heat and humidity overspread the rest of the area into Sunday and last through at least Monday. Heat index values of 105 to 115 are on the table Monday if clouds are not extensive. A heat advisory covers large parts of eastern Missouri and southwest Illinois through Monday evening, and the office has considered extreme heat warning upgrades. Second, Gulf of Mexico influence. With the ridge overhead or just west, there is little to block rich Gulf moisture from streaming north through Arkansas and Missouri. Dew points have already surged into the mid and upper 70s area-wide, above the 95th percentile for the date in the office's language, so nights only fall into the low to mid 70s. Third, Midwest Corn Belt influence. Mature July corn and soybeans pump enormous water vapor through evapotranspiration. That local moisture does not replace the Gulf plume, it amplifies it. When Gulf setch, ridge-induced subsidence heating, and corn sweat overlap, you get the oppressive heat index numbers St. Louis is advertising. 105 to 110 Sunday and potentially higher Monday. Storm angle for St. Louis, an MCS exiting South Dakota was expected to develop southward across Iowa and potentially into the region's Sunday morning. Strongest impacts along and east of the Mississippi River, weakening with time. Forward propagating Corfity vectors were basically north-south. There is also a low, roughly 20% chance of afternoon storms near the Mississippi River if a subtle mid-level shortwave and surface trough can break the cap. Steep low-level lapse rates and high decape mean microburst winds are the conditional hazard. A microburst is a small, intense downdraft that spreads damaging winds at the surface.
The cold front that ends the heat arrives Tuesday into Wednesday, depending on the model. The European model has been faster than the GFS by 12 to 18 hours. Confidence is high. The dangerous heat ends area-wide by Wednesday. After that, the ridge shifts toward the desert southwest, and ridge-running shortwaves can bring rounds of storms. So St. Louis this week is Gulf plus Corn Belt plus subtropical ridge heat first, conditional morning MCS, then frontal relief. North American monsoon, confirmed active. WPC and the Phoenix office both describe monsoonal moisture from eastern Arizona through New Mexico and north across the Colorado Rockies, with daily afternoon and evening thunderstorms south of the closed upper high. That is textbook monsoon, high pressure aloft over the Four Corners region, easterly to southeasterly flow, and terrain-triggered storms.
Siberia and Arctic warm spells. Extended warm anomalies continue across high-latitude Asia in the broader 2020s pattern. Portions of Siberia have repeatedly seen summer readings in the 80s Fahrenheit, and in extreme pulses, higher, into the 90s Fahrenheit, even at high latitudes during notable heat waves of recent years. For this specific late July 2026 package, the sharpest operational headlines remain the North American and Southwest Asian heat, not a newly named Siberian emergency in the sources we pulled overnight. The long-term Arctic amplification story, however, remains firmly in place.
Caspian Sea. Water temperatures currently range from the low 70s Fahrenheit in the cooler northern Caspian near Russia up through the upper 70s near Baku, with the warmest southern waters near Iran approaching the low 80s Fahrenheit in July. On the Russian Caspian coastal plain and nearby steppe, intense dry heat is occurring, and AccuWeather class observations in the broader Caspian steppe region showed readings around 102 Fahrenheit with gusty southeast winds near 30 miles per hour in one late morning sample. Extreme heat can and does set up along the Russian Caspian coast in late July, especially inland from the shoreline where the marine influence is weaker.
Water temperature tour. Mississippi River. Near St. Louis, recent compilations place the river near 76 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Farther downstream toward the lower Mississippi and Louisiana coast, the river and adjacent Gulf-influenced waters run warmer. The warmest Mississippi-connected coastal waters right now are in the Louisiana nearshore Gulf, where readings in the upper 80s Fahrenheit have been observed, for example, near Grand Isle in the high 80s.
Lake Michigan, official National Weather Service Chicago Southern Lake Michigan water temperatures product issued 9:07 in the morning Central Time, Saturday, July 25th. Chicago Shore 74, Chicago Crib 73, Chicago Buoy 73, Chicago Ohio Street Beach 75, Wilmette Buoy 73, Waukegan Buoy 71, Winthrop Harbor Buoy 70, Michigan City 69, Michigan City Buoy 74, South Mid-Lake Buoy 72, Central Mid-Lake Buoy 68, North Mid-Lake Buoy 60. Remember, crib and some harbor readings are not always true skin surface temperature. Northern Lake Michigan remains much colder than the Chicago shoreline. Hottest water in the Persian Gulf right now? The northeastern and northern Gulf nearshore strip and the Florida Keys corridor. Key West's sea temperature analyses show about 89 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Stifling. Northern Gulf coastal pockets near Louisiana have been reported in the upper 80s, around 88. Those are the heat cores for Gulf swimming and for future tropical fuel, even though no Atlantic tropical cyclone is expected this week. Caspian for the swimmers, low 70s north, upper 70s central, low 80s far south. Compared with the Persian Gulf's low 90s, the Caspian is mild. Compared with Lake Michigan's 60s and 70s, the southern Caspian is a warm swim.
Children's activities for tomorrow in the Chicago area, Monday, July 27th. Plan with 2 modes. Morning through early afternoon can work for outdoor play if the morning mesoscale complex either misses or clears early. Think shaded parks, shorter sports practices, splash pads, and frequent water breaks. Heat indices could still be dangerous if the full hot plume arrives, especially west and southwest of the city, so schedule the most physical activity before late morning when possible. Have an indoor backup for mid-afternoon and evening. Thunderstorms are in the Monday package, possibly early if an MCS dives south, and again Monday evening near a cold front, with a conditional severe risk including damaging winds. Cancel waterfront swim plans for Tuesday already in your head. The Chicago office flags dangerous swimming conditions Tuesday and Tuesday night from large waves and strong currents after the frontal wind shift. Monday lakeside may be warmer and stickier. Tuesday lakeside turns breezy, cooler, and hazardous in the water. Chicago's Monum, calculated for zip code 60645, America/Chicago, via head cow using kosher Java algorithms. Hebrew date for Sunday, July 26, 2026, is the 12th of Av, 5786. Sunday times: Alat HaShakar, dawn, 3:56 in the morning. Mashea Akir, earliest Talis into Tefillin, 4:29. Nets, sunrise, 5:38. Safsman Kriya Shema, Magen Abraham, 8:42 in the morning. Safsman Kriya Shema, Gra and Baal HaTanya, 9:18. Safsman Tefillah, Magen Abraham, 10:07. Safsman Tefillah, Gra, 10:31. Chatzos, midday, 12:57 in the afternoon. Mincha Gedola, 1:33. Mincha Katana, 5:13. Plag HaMincha, 6:43. Shkia, 8:16 in the evening. Tait HaKokavim, 8:58 at 42 minutes. 9:03 at 8.5 degrees, 9:05 at 50 minutes, and 9:27 Rabbeinu Tam. Magen Abraham calculations treat the day from dawn to nightfall. Gra calculations treat the day from sunrise to sunset.
Closing synthesis. The United States sits under a strong western and southern ridge with extraordinary 500 millibar heights, while the east prepares for an amplifying trough, a Great Lakes to New England surface low, and a Monday-Tuesday severe and heavy rain corridor from the Midwest into the Mid-Atlantic. The Bermuda High and Gulf Fetch load the Mississippi Valley. Corn sweat pushes Midwest dew points toward 80. Chicago and St. Louis sweat first, then ventilate behind a cold front. Phoenix remains in extreme heat warning country inside an active monsoon. The Atlantic tropics are quiet. The Pacific has Fausto and Genevieve. The Persian Gulf water is bath hot in the low 90s. Lake Michigan at Chicago is the mid-70s at the shore and much colder mid-lake.